The growing popularity of online dictionaries arguably has two main engines. The widespread possession of smartphones means the dictionaries are readily accessible, and they are generally free to use. Research into user preferences, though, reveal that users prioritize features long associated with good dictionary design: clarity and speed. Clarity may be understood in terms of the clarity of definitions and examples, but also clarity of the design and formatting of the dictionary. Speed may be understood as the demand that reference materials help the user find answers to queries quickly and efficiently. Data visualization is the technique of representing data graphically and ranges from the simple bar chart to the more complex interactive infographics one finds in online newspapers. One benefit of data visualization when presenting information, it is argued, is reduced search. By grouping connected data, a visualization can make searches faster and more efficient. In addition, with computer-based visualization especially, very large data sets can be represented, often on one computer screen. Moreover, because information is represented graphically, for example through color, shape, or spatially, that information can be absorbed pre-attentively, that is, without the need for conscious processing by the user. Another benefit of data visualization when presenting data, it is claimed, is enhanced pattern recognition. Because visualizations often allow related data to be viewed in parallel rather than separately, the user does not have to recall information from earlier searches when trying to establish links between that data. Instead, the user of the visualization will typically scan information presented, selecting that data which seems pertinent to his or her search, before having the relationships within that data represented by the visualization. With a computer-based interactive visualization, information can be aggregated to give an overall impression of data before being filtered to show specific relationships within that data set. Finally, patterns in data, because that data is presented at a perceptual level, can be enhanced. A simple example would be by showing one category within the data set using the color blue and another category using the color red. The user can immediately identify the different categories. Both these proposed benefits of data visualization could, one might argue, contribute to delivering both clarity and speed to the design of a dictionary and access to the data within it. If we look at the search facilities in both online web-based apps, native apps, and e-book dictionaries, these tend to be in the form of a search bar, with results presented in a list form presented spatially down the page. To give a specific example, the e-book, the Frequency Dictionary of Contemporary American English, uses a search bar by which the user can search the set of 5,000 most frequent words in American English. It also offers the words in list form, in simple frequency order, alphabetically with frequency ranking, or divided into parts of speech and then in frequency order with frequency ranking. Each word has a hyperlink providing the user with information on the most frequent collocations for the word on a separate page. The question arises, though, about what this format allows the user to do. One purpose of giving a user information on word frequency is arguably to allow that user to make comparisons between the relative frequency of words. The format used here allows them to make comparisons, but only between largely unrelated words. The fact that job is more common than kind does not appear in itself to be that valuable an insight. Instead, one would suppose that the chief value of this kind of data to a student of English, one conceivable user of this publication, is to offer information on the relative frequency of synonyms, of words related by meaning. This leads us then to a potential issue with employing a search box, which this ebook does and which many online dictionaries do. The user, in this case a learner of English, needs to recall the various synonyms of a word before they make a search. With language learners, such lexical knowledge may be limited or less likely to be immediately accessible in their memory. The effectiveness of a search may also be affected by the user's relative motivation to make multiple searches, and motivational issues in dictionary usage among language learners has long been observed. The user is then required to recall the results of their various searches, which likely appear on different pages of the ebook, in order to come to a conclusion about the relative frequency of related words. As outlined above, the effectiveness and efficiency of searches and the recognition of patterns within those searches may be improved then by presenting the data on word frequency instead as a visualization. This interactive visualization was created in part using the online data visualization website Public Tableau. The dataset was created using 100 nouns from the top 150 nouns in a frequency dictionary of contemporary American English, together with their synonyms also included elsewhere in the list, making up a total of 510 nouns. Looking at the elements of the visualization, the central network is a node link diagram which includes the data sample as a whole. Each of the 100 nouns is a node visualized as a circle, which is linked to its synonyms, also realized as circles, by a line or edge. Each circle is colored red, but the degree of saturation of the color represents the ranking of the noun in the list of 5,000 words provided by a frequency dictionary of contemporary American English. The more saturated or deeper the color, the higher the ranking. A caption below the network informs the user of this. On the left of the visualization are the same 100 nouns in menu format and in alphabetical order. As these 100 nouns are taken from the 150 most frequent nouns, first of all, it is supposed through their high frequency that they are likely to be known to most language learners using this visualization. These words in the menu, then, form aggregates of their synonyms within the synonym network panel. Moreover, as opposed to a search bar, which operates on the principle of recall, as we have seen, the menu works on the principle of recognition. The learner is supported in their search in that they do not have to recall various synonyms for a word, but instead recognize a base word of the word they are making a search about, and then choose that from the menu. A frequency panel in the form of a bar chart shows the frequency against dispersion across genre of all the words in the infographic, data derived from information provided by the dictionary. And a collocations panel includes the verbs that collocate with the nouns in order of frequency, information also included in a frequency dictionary of contemporary American English. The filtering capacity of the infographic is enabled by choosing a radio button next to a word in the menu. The three other panels are then visually adjusted to show just information about that word and its synonyms. Thus, the synonym network panel shows the relative ranking of these words within the 5,000 words included in a frequency dictionary of contemporary American English. While the frequency panel shows those same words, but gives information on their relative frequency and dispersion. Why the choice of different styles of visualization for the different kinds of data? When representing ordered attributes, which this data is, different channels have different degrees of effectiveness, particularly in terms of the human eye accurately judging values. Position on a common scale is the most effective channel for allowing the viewer to accurately ascertain a value and judge that value relative to others. Color saturation is less well suited to this task. However, it may serve to help the viewer make more general estimates of value. As the goal of a learner using this material was presumed to be judging the relative frequency of synonyms, the most effective channel for this, position on a common scale, was chosen. As it was less important for the learner to know how each word was ranked in the list of 5,000 words as a whole, color saturation was chosen to represent this data, as general estimations of value were perhaps sufficient. Finally, the collocations panel directly borrows the visual technique used in a frequency dictionary of contemporary American English by using shape and spatial position to show which verbs normally go before a noun and those that usually go afterwards. In the dictionary, this is calculated as being when verbs are normally 80% before or after the noun in their sample. This visual shorthand seems a clear way of representing this data, which it was not necessary to improve upon. Because the interactive data visualization allows for aggregating and filtering data in the way shown, the data visualization in this presentation, it is planned, will ultimately include all the nouns included in a frequency dictionary of contemporary American English, together with both verb and adjective collocations. It can be seen that such visualizations then are able to include very large data sets, such as those included in online dictionaries and e-books. Moreover, with the proposed benefits of data visualization, including reduced search and increased pattern recognition, these may contribute to possible design improvements in the formatting of online dictionaries and e-books, particularly in terms of user needs, namely clarity and speed.